They took your name, your land, your language, but not your legacy. Reclaim it at AfricanAncestry.com.
There are many myths surrounding abortion, right? Can you speak about the actual demographics of women getting abortions and your perspective on why they are making that choice?
Absolutely. Most of the people who seek an abortion are already mothers, 60%.
Say that again.
Most of the people who seek an abortion are already mothers.
One more time.
Most of the people, up to 60% of the people who seek abortions are already mothers. And they are making decisions about their families. They're making decisions about their health, and they're making decisions about the overall welfare of themselves and their families. And that's a really important decision to be able to make on your own. Your family size. How many children do you have? How many children can you really have? Whatever's happening between you and your doctor, it's actually can be unhealthy, right? Depending on the experiences that you've had in previous births. Sadly, how old you are can be a challenge. All of these things, different health situations that you have. If you've developed diabetes and you get pregnant, it could be very dangerous depending on your condition. And so these are important conversations that people need to have with their families and with their doctors, right? Because it's going to impact their entire lives. And so this idea that, well, actually, I don't know what the people who are anti-abortion think abortion is about, other than removing their power to control women's bodies. And I think it's very interesting. People should listen to the conversation right now about the birth rate in America and how they're like, we need more babies. These are the same people who've been fighting against abortion for the past 10 years. So you're thinking about population. Do you have enough people to pick oranges and tomatoes to work in your factories, or even just whatever, work in fast food? Whatever they're thinking they need people for, that is now landing on women and is actually putting a lot of women's health at risk.
What about the approach to preventive measures?
You mean contraception?
Yeah, in regards to...
Well, what's interesting is they fight in contraception too. So we have to understand this is not about we want you to do something else. It really goes back to controlling women's bodies. Abortion rates have dropped steadily, actually, since the 80s and 90s. It's really on a sharp decline because of medicine. We've gotten more technology. There's wider access to things like Plan B. You have mifepristone, so you have these abortion pills. And so this idea of someone having to go in and have an abortion, that has decreased greatly. But what they're doing with these abortion bans is a slippery slope of controlling women's bodies. And so you actually have women that are showing up to emergency rooms who are miscarrying, or the baby is no longer alive and they're being forced to not have the needed procedure to keep them alive or to keep them healthy. So you have women becoming septic. We had 2 cases in Georgia, of course they were Black women, where these women passed away and they were in the emergency room. They should be getting care. But the doctors are saying, but technically what I have to do to save this person's life is give them an abortion, and I'm banned from doing that in this state.